We're on. Hey, how you doing?
Good. How have you been?
Pretty good. I got a fun text from you this morning about
Yep.
uh, how your bullet performed, your ELD-X. So that was fun. And
Good times.
I guess the performance of the bullet uh, piqued my interest enough to want to do a live stream about it. So we'll not spoil anything yet, but I'll say this: you got a dead deer.
Yeah. It worked. So you can't complain that much.
Yeah. We'll let some people get in here, but I just want you to kind of introduce the rifle you're shooting, the bullet, and the load, because you are not shooting factory ammo.
No.
Okay, so what did you take deer hunting this year?
So this year I took my Tikka T3X Lite chambered in 6.5 Needmore. Let's see. We were using 143 grain Hornady ELD-X loaded with super performance powder. So it definitely gets a little bit better velocities than your average 6.5 Creedmoor would.
And to note, you have a 24-inch barrel, not a 22.
Yes. Yeah.
So
And
you
that
are
definitely
getting some
helps as well.
extra. You're getting some extra velocity. What velocity are you getting with that 143?
Last time we used a chronograph on it, we were getting around 2,850 feet a second.
That's quick.
So it's quite a bit better than what your normal Creedmoors are doing.
Okay, so accuracy first. We're just talking about the gun he's taken this year. It's a 6.5 Creedmoor Tikka with a 24-inch barrel, and he hand loaded the 143 ELD-X with super performance at 2850.
Yep.
And let's just clear some things up. You are not from the state of Utah, so you are an out-of-state hunter.
Yep.
And so you could almost think of this as you were definitely a meat. It was a meat hunt because the deer you got was it was interesting.
I wasn't looking for a huge buck. My wife said, you've got school, you've got all this other stuff you need to focus on. So first buck you see, if it's not a spike,
yeah,
take it.
And that's basically what it was.
That's what happened this morning. It wasn't a spike, so I took it.
Right. And you've been hunting basically all this week, right? You've been seeing a few bucks, which is good.
Yeah, no, we've seen, I don't know, 5 or 6 bucks, which for this unit, it's been difficult for a lot of people to find deer, let alone a buck.
Yeah.
So it was one of those situations too, where you're getting late in the hunt. There's not a whole lot of activity and a whole lot of deer around. So you just kind of got to take your lumps and take what you can find.
Yeah, I want to share the picture of your sweet little deer.
Yes.
Hold on. We're gonna share my screen. Let's see. You guys let me know if you can see it. Can you see it?
That's a bad picture. That makes it look way worse than it was.
It looks like it was starving. This poor little buck.
Yeah.
It was probably limping before you even shot it, huh?
Not
starving,
quite, but it was close.
I'm just teasing. Okay, we'll get back. Let's get some comments here. Accuracy first loves Tikkas. I mean, everyone's got their love for the Tikka.
Yeah.
He's got 3 buns, man buns. Hi, James. Okay, so why don't you tell me about what went down this morning?
So we had been seeing some bucks kind of later in the evenings and like right as the sun was coming up. And just talking with the guys that were hunting up there, that was kind of the theme of everything. Was the moon was full, they're out feeding at night. You either got to catch them heading back to their beds or catch them coming from their beds down to feed or to water. Mm-hmm. So we were driving in, right at first light, we made it. I thought we made it a little too late to the spot where we were wanting to get, but turns out we were okay.
Yeah.
We were coming down the road, and this buck, it's standing kind of off, and I couldn't quite tell if it was a buck or not because it wasn't huge. And so we're like, my brother-in-law's like, hey, there's a deer though. So hey, let's go try it. If it's a buck, great. If not, so he kind of stops the truck, and I go to get out, and I'm like, nah, I don't think it's a buck because I couldn't really see it through the windshield. And so I get out of the truck, and no, it's a buck, and it starts running straight up into the canyon where we were planning to go sit originally that morning. So had we been a little later, we could have caught him heading to his bed, but we catch him coming across the road, and he makes it, I don't know, 50, 60 yards up this hill heading up. And so I pull up freehand, and I shot, and I hit him the first shot. It was a little back. It still hit him in the lungs. So, I mean, it still would have been, it was still a good shot, still within, that 100, 150 yard shot.
Okay.
It definitely affected him, but he was still standing, still kind of walking, trotting up the hill still. So,
and we talked about this. He was in between like being real relaxed and walking away and like frantically running away. You would say he was kind of, oh, I got to get out of here.
He didn't want to be there, but he wasn't wanting to like just run away. So he was fairly relaxed, and that first shot, it did good. It hit him good, but where he was still standing, still trying to make it up the hill, I just didn't want to chase him down into that canyon. So I put another one in him, and he tipped over like 5 yards after.
Where did you hit him in the second time?
Second time, it hit him square in the shoulder blade.
Okay.
And then it went through that shoulder blade, and it exited out the other shoulder. So it went through both shoulder blades. Both.
And you said it most like you saw some fragmentation when the one that hit the shoulder.
Yeah, on the near side where it first entered the shoulder, you could definitely tell the bullet expanded very quickly right there. And then, because I mean, it was about a 2-inch hole right there through that shoulder. And then on the exit side, it was about caliber. So it was, I didn't notice the exit until we had skinned it.
Okay, what about the first shot? How did it expand, do you think?
The first shot, just based off of like the exterior of the deer, it didn't look like it had expanded a whole lot. It hit a rib going in, and it hit a rib going out.
Okay.
But on the entrance, from like looking at the inside of the deer while we were gutting it, it expanded some, but I don't know how much, because there was definitely damage to the lungs. There was damage to like the liver, kind of that area. So it was still a good vital shot. It just needed something to get that bullet to break open.
Okay. So you were, I guess, were you kind of surprised that it held together and kind of acted like a bonded bullet?
Yeah. I mean, we've heard, and we've talked about this, how the ELD-X comes apart at the higher velocities. So where the buck was at 100 yards, and the bullet there roughly is going about 2,700 feet a second. I don't have the number right off the top of my head, but that's probably fairly close. So it's well within the expansion that is expected from that bullet, and to get it to expand.
And to hold together.
Yes. So it definitely, in my experience with AccuBonds, it looked, and everything felt like an AccuBond on the shot.
That's what you text me this morning when you said you got a deer. He's like, well, my ELD-X performed like an AccuBond. So
I mean, it did the job. It did good. It just, I was planning on a little bit more of a bullet failure and it coming apart more.
I think it really comes down to your application. With that heavy of a bullet, and shooting at those velocities, I don't see how it would come apart unless you hit bone, like you did the second time, where it did come apart when you hit bone. So
no, definitely. And I think if that were coming out of like a Weatherby or a 7 mag, something where you're in that 3,100, 3,200 feet per second on the velocity, you're definitely going to have a lot more of that deformation, and it's going to come apart
a lot more.
Yeah.
I agree with you. So honestly, the first shot, it sounded like the ELD-X performed exactly how Hornady wants it to perform.
Yeah.
So,
no, it to a T. That is, from everything I've heard, that is what the ELD-X is supposed to do.
Yeah. So, okay. So, how do you feel about the 6.5 Creedmoor as a deer cartridge? Did you feel good about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's on the smaller end of what we typically shoot.
Okay.
But I feel like for a deer, it's plenty. As long as you know when to keep it in range, when to pick your shots, things like that. Because if you're expecting or used to shooting kind of that magnum range and you're expecting it to be able to reach out and touch something further, or be able to have that heavier bullet style come apart or expand kind of like an AccuBond, it's going to struggle a little bit. So you would definitely have to pick your bullet. You'd have to go through the whole process with it. Because if you don't, I don't know if it's going to be enough. Because like if I was shooting a TTSX or a monolithic, it might not have expanded enough. It probably would have just penciled through.
Honestly, if you used a mono bullet in a 6.5, I would probably say you should probably put it through the shoulder.
Yeah. Honestly, if you're going to, it would be effective, but it would have to be a shoulder shot.
So, okay. So here's my question. Will you, you told me because you have this really good load with 7 mag with ballistic tips, and that's kind of your go-to.
Yeah.
They're very much a violent expansion when you hit an animal with that, going those velocities in a 7 mag. And you basically use the 6.5 Creedmoor and the 143 ELD-X as kind of an experiment to see how it would do and if you'd use it again. So the question is, are you going to use the ELD-X ever again?
Probably not.
Okay.
And if I'm going to use something similar to that, I'm going to go with the AccuBond long range.
Okay.
Just, I don't know. I like the AccuBond long range a little bit more than the ELD-X if you can get it to shoot well.
Okay. And I think I've figured out the key to the ABLR. I don't know. We'll see this weekend.
Yeah.
Basically, I have found I get good accuracy when I load it close to land. When it's a big jump, like from a Weatherby, heck no. But no. So very interesting. Hey, Big Timber, you're supposed to be here. Where are you, buddy? He's been saying hi to everyone in the chat.
He's too cool to talk to us.
Accuracy is good. He's going to test the 150 ELD-X this year on a deer. So where he is, he can shoot a ton of deer all year round. Not all year, but like for the season.
I'm jealous.
So what powder do you think he should use for the 7 mag?
I played with IMR 4350 and 4831. They both did well, but the ballistics just shot better, so I went with that. Another one that I wanted to try but never did is that 7828 super short. That could be good, but your issue is finding powders to run in it.
I don't say try H4831 SC.
Yeah, that's another one I was gonna try, but I just never got to it.
Do you think maybe H1000? I don't know. That's pretty slow burning, but
I don't know. My gun really didn't like H1000 so much.
Forget accuracy. What powder for speed and 7? And my 70.
In the lower end, IMR 4831, but it doesn't exist.
I don't think N570 would work well with the 150.
It's too slow.
Okay, James has a fun little trivia. Loaded some ELD-X 212 grain and 3378. Guess the velocity. I'm going to say 3,200.
3250.
Why did you put H1000 in my loads? I didn't. I've never used H1000 for your gun. I can't get it, or I would load it for you. Holy moly, James.
That's the way to do it.
Okay, for reference, guys, 300 PRC factory ammo. This is factory ammo. Shoots the 212 at 2860. Oh my gosh.
It's a little bit faster.
Just a little.
Oh yeah. Now that's
Timber
ELD-X
definitely
one I can play with.
Big Timber wants a 3370 at Weatherby. So you're just making Big Timber really excited, James. You're teasing him.
Oh, but it does.
So, yeah, that doesn't surprise me about the ELD-X. Again, guys, I shoot magnums, so I don't use the ELD-X because I think it would blow apart.
Yeah.
But
which makes me curious, if you were going like 3,000 feet a second at impact, would it come apart, or would you still have that retaining?
I don't know. I would think it would come apart, but I'm no like expert on this, or I haven't tested it at 3,000 feet per second. I do. If it hits bone, I think it's going to come apart no matter what.
Yeah, no, I mean, even the Creedmoor, it came apart enough that it was a big hole.
And what's interesting is you're shooting like, let's be honest here, most 6.5 Creedmoors with the Precision Hunter ammo, I would be surprised if they're even getting 2650. So you're shooting like 200 feet per second faster.
Yeah,
with your
no. When I tried the Precision Hunter ammo, we were averaging like 2640.
And with a 24-inch barrel.
With a 24-inch barrel, yeah. So the hand loads definitely helps the Creedmoor out, but it's still lacking.
Okay. That's a lot in a 7 mag. That's a lot. I think you can get 32.
3250 is doable. 33's quick.
Big Timber, if you're okay with me unloading like a 90 grain bullet for you, sure. For your 6.5 Creedmoor. Okay, so Agri's first is getting 3250 with a 150.
Okay.
TTSX. So
makes sense. That's doable.
So Agri's first. Do you think if you hit a white-tailed deer with a 7 mag with a 150 grain ELD-X at well over 3,000 feet per second, do you think it's going to hold together? I have my doubts, but I'm curious. I don't know. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it would hold together.
So Ruben Rodriguez has used a 143 ELD-X on Caribou.
Which after today, that would be a good pick because it'll hold together enough.
Okay. He said no to holding together, but it'll pass through. Let's talk about this, okay? I think everyone like emphasizes the penetration maybe a little too much. And when we look at like ballistic gel and penetration, most bullets are going well past 15 inches, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. I mean, even your varmint bullets are going to go 12 to 15.
I'm going to say that for most, especially in a deer, just about any bullet, hunting bullet, not a varmint, is going to pass through unless it just blows up my shoulder.
Yeah, I would agree because I've even had ballistics pass through.
Okay, so James is pushing a 150 Accubon at 3050 with 78.28.
Okay,
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
but I think we can get more.
I think we could push it a little more, but if it groups, okay.
Alaskan Ballistics hates the ELD-X.
I do too. I just did this as an experiment.
Montana Musing is here. Woohoo! Montana Musing can't even shoot the ELD-X out of a 6.8 Western. Oh, okay. I take that back. There is a 145 grain. My bad.
Yeah, but if you're shooting the 6.8, you want something heavier to maximize it.
Okay. Okay, so you've had the 162 ELD-X explode on Caribou. I believe it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you were here. He put 2 shots in a Mule Deer. One of them did not explode. The other one, there was some fragmentation when you hit the shoulder. So.
But even with the fragmentation, they both exited.
But this was like a Mule Deer pretending to be a whitetail. It was tiny.
It was, yeah. I mean, it was bigger than a whitetail, but not a ton.
Could you carry it over your shoulder?
I didn't try. I had somebody helping me, but possibly.
Okay.
It wasn't hard to load in the pickup, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, so he thinks he'll get 3,300 with a 150. I hope you do.
It's doable.
Have you ever tried a 150 ballistic tip for your 7 mag?
No, I can't find them.
Okay.
Or I would.
ABLR is really cool in theory. They're very expensive and
they're expensive. They're hard to get to shoot sometimes.
The dog dragged it out for him. I know I know what Big Timber was saying, that his dog's bigger than the deer you shot. Just put some antlers on his dog, and it's a big dog. Yeah. Oh boy, here we go, Ron. So this is interesting. 150 grain did not pass through his whitetail deer.
Huh. With a PowerPoint?
I'm surprised by that.
I thought it would.
All right, Big Timber, we need you in on here. Finish eating. Oh. So, I guess what I have coming ahead is I'm going to be testing out that Model 70 Super Grade Maple.
Oh, that gun looks sweet.
It's really nice.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
That's kind of what I was looking for in a 270. I just couldn't find one when I bought it.
They're expensive though.
Yeah.
So I think you can get it, like if you get a good deal, you can get one for $1,500.
Yeah, that's not bad for the stock you're getting.
But I know that this Model 70 shoots because the owner of it, just so you guys know, it's not my gun. So a local guy is letting me borrow it. I'm doing some load development for him and featuring on the channel. It's just for fun. His gun shoots. It's already shot almost half MOA with factory ammo.
For a 270, that's awesome. I mean, for anything, that's awesome. But
when are you going to get that 7WSM up and running on a hunt? Next year. So next year, my son is old enough to hunt big game, and I think that's what I'm going to have him use is a 7WSM.
Is he going to like spike elk, or what are you going to try to hope for?
Elk or deer.
Elk or deer.
He wants elk. He's got some ambition to go big, but
a kid.
Yeah. Oh, he wants a bull elk, not a spike, by the way. So I might have to get it over the counter bull tag.
You'll have to go somewhere fun.
Yeah. So, yep, pigs do fly. You're looking at 264 Win Mag in that Model 70. Cool. Yep. I've been telling Montana Musings H4831 SC is powder for 6.8 Western. It's really the powder for most cartridges that are in the Magnum territory.
Yeah.
Okay. 264 Win Mag's a lot faster than 6.5 PRC. Sorry, Chuck. It just is.
Yeah.
2 holes is better than 1. I agree. I should get him a 7 PRC. Who's what? I don't get that.
Can we kick him out?
Get him in here. No, he has to come into the chat or into the video. Eric says he's had better results with the SST than ELD-X. What I'm coming away with is the ELD-X is not consistent. There's a wide range of like, oh, it passed through, like for you, where you didn't get as much violent expansion as you wanted, or someone says it just completely blew up on my animal.
Yeah. Which, I don't know. If it's not a very consistent bullet, especially in its expansion, I don't know how much I would trust it, especially with hunting.
But again, to give it credit, I think we're seeing it blow up when it's going really fast or hitting a shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay, so Montana Musing is going to get that Model 70 Super Grade in 6.8 Western.
Ooh,
here, hopefully
I like
soon.
it.
Okay, you got some 4831. Not in the loading manuals. You got to realize Hornady like overstates their velocities with their own cartridges a lot.
Yeah, and especially
the 6.5 PRC.
Yeah, and I feel like they undercut the stuff that's similar to it.
Mm-hmm. Just for example, my dad's running in his 6.5 PRC a max load with Retumbo. Retumbo's supposed to get you velocity, 140 grain at 3,050 instead of 3,150. So it's 100 feet per second slower than what it should be.
Does he have a 24-inch barrel on it?
He does. So it could be a little faster with the 26, but most hunting rifles in 6.5 PRC are not 26.
Yeah.
Why are you just bragging about all the powder?
Dude, we have the opposite issue in Utah.
I'm seeing a lot of the Winchester powders and H4350 and H4831 SC.
Yeah.
Oh, and a lot of Vitivori powder.
Yeah, Vitivori's been available pretty much the whole.
Which is Vitivori's really good stuff. So
yeah, no, I'm liking it.
I don't think they do. You're left-handed too, right?
Yeah.
He's coming.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Hurry.
You're not getting a 140 grain at 3,150. You know it. Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
How you doing? I can't hear you.
I hear you.
So accuracy first. Next year, I have a very good chance of drawing out my limited entry bull elk hunt.
Can you hear me now?
Woo! Yeah.
Accuracy first. Next year, I have a very good chance of drawing out my limited entry.
Thanks.
Yeah, buddy.
Can you turn down your volume a little? You're a little loud.
Let's see. Is that better? Is that better?
A little. Does he seem a little
better?
loud?
I don't have headphones in. So
That's almost as low as it goes. That's as low as she goes.
Yeah.
So let's see this massive dog.
Oh, he's out there.
He's out in the field grazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James has a request to deepen your voice, Big Timber.
Why is that?
I don't think it's low enough.
you're gonna lower my voice even more. Oh man, yeah. No, congratulations on your buck. That was a sweet freezer buck, is what I call it. Which realistically, there's nothing wrong with those because it's putting meat in your freezer.
That was the goal of it.
Oh, I just realized I have a picture. I hope YouTube doesn't hate this, but I have a picture of the bullet performance on the rib cage.
You should have a few pictures.
I do. So, do you guys want to see it?
Yeah.
Hopefully, you don't get queasy. You better not. All right.
Let's see this.
Okay. So, can you tell me what we're looking at?
Yeah.
What's the big hole on the right side?
The big hole on the right side, so the bottom one.
Uh-huh.
That's the entry on the second shot.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense because it hit shoulder.
It hit shoulder, and then it hit shoulder on the backside. And then you can't see the first shot. It's a little further back.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the second shot where it kind of blew up.
Okay. That's
so, I mean,
sorry, I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube showing a carcass.
So did you talk about the guy that I spoke with a couple weeks ago at the range that shot a elk last year with a 300 Win Mag? He had loaded up with ELD-X hand loads, and he shot it, and it looked like it spooked it, and it turned around, and so he put another one into it, and it dropped pretty much on the spot, he said. But when he got up, what had happened was he had hit the first shot in the shoulder blade, and the ELD-X exploded in the shoulder blade and didn't even penetrate. And so it was just a big hole where the shoulder was, but it wasn't like it would have killed it really quickly.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He said he's not going to use ELD-X anymore because of that. Now he's doing Nosler Accu-Bonds.
Yeah.
Okay. So N560 for 6.8 Western. I think it's a little slow burning. It's like H1000. It's basically the same burn rate as H1000, but I mean, if it shoots well, sure. I think H4831 SC is your sweet spot, but that's just me. Okay, sorry, accuracy first. I have a pretty decent chance of drawing out on a limited entry elk hunt. You're welcome to come if it comes next year. Big Timber's coming too, right?
Yeah,
maybe.
Nice.
It's going to be a good, decent area. It's not like a trophy area, but it's good. There's big bulls.
Manti?
Yeah, I'm going Manti. It's not the Pavant or like San Juan Mountains,
but there's still
it's
big bulls.
good. It's good. It's good elk hunting. Let's see. Alaskan Ballistics is just trolling Ron. It'd be in early October. I'll be putting in for the mid-season, so which is like the same time my spike elk hunt is, which they're still bugling. It's at the very end of the rut, so you can still hear them. There you go. 7 rum will penetrate a lot.
How fast or what size bullet would we need to get a 30 caliber, let's say 180 grain, 30 cal going 4,000 feet per second?
A very big wildcat.
Yeah.
Is it possible to make one?
I'm sure it is. You just need like a 32-inch barrel. Here you go. 3378 Weatherby, maybe with a 36-inch barrel. You'll do it. Maybe.
That'd be close.
I've heard people getting 3550 with 26-inch barrels with 3378 Weatherby and a 180 grain. Were they over pressure? I'm sure they were.
Oh, you definitely.
So you said earlier that if with my 6.5 Creedmoor, you could get a 90 grain going 3,500
Yeah, I'm sure we could.
without it blowing up.
No, that's the
unless
problem.
you want to get a mono bullet.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not. What's the lightest Barnes bullet for 6.5? I'm
Let's
sure
let's
Chuck
Is there
would
an
know that.
80 grain?
let's
Maybe.
make 6.5 Creedmoor into varmint rifles.
Deal.
Congrats, buddy, for beating it. I hope it doesn't
Congrats,
come
James.
back. And yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there are a bunch of Wildcats that could do it, but it's one and done.
Yeah.
Barnes makes a 100 grain TTSX in
Okay.
6.5. I wonder if you could. I bet you're getting what, 3,400 maybe. Maybe, I don't know. What can you shoot a 120 grain at? What are you shooting a 120 grain at in your 6.5?
Like 3,000?
I don't know if 3,400 is going to happen with a 100 grain.
Well, but that's not even with pushing it. That's just with a powder that worked.
Okay.
I bet if I tried a different powder, we could get better velocities, but I don't know how accuracy is going to be.
Yeah. So. Well, here we go. I don't know how well it'll hold up. Like, it's meant to shed its petals.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, factory ammo's slow, man. So you can get 3,300 feet per second with a 260 Remington. 260 Remington is a little bit faster than 6.5 Creedmoor.
I thought. Okay, interesting. I thought you loaded up my terminal ascent with the H1000.
No, I H4831 SC because it's very easy to get.
Okay.
And it just works.
Yeah. It's a good powder for almost everything.
So when we start trying to pursue the 0.1 MOA with the Seekins and I drop it in this MDT chassis, what's the powder and the bullet that you think we should start off with for that?
I think you need to get the 215 grain hybrid targets.
By Burger?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And well, do you want speed or really good accuracy?
Accuracy, because we're going for 0.1 MOA groupings.
I think H4831 ST will do just fine.
Yeah.
If we can get H1000, that'd be another good option.
What about like an N565 and 570 with it?
N560 or N565 would be good too. N570, yeah. I don't know. Some people say it's too slow burning to get like really, really good groups. But I know people get good groups with it.
Isn't that what I shot the hammers with that I got like 0.3s?
Yeah, that was with M570. And that was a little too slow for those 180s.
Okay.
Well, that's not good, Frank. Maybe you're using the wrong powder?
Yeah.
That's really slow.
What powder are you using on that?
Who cares? Yeah, Todd, that's how I feel too, buddy. Who gives a crap about the 6.5 Needmore?
I think you should get your boy a 7mm PRC with the suppressor.
Me?
Yeah, you. Just break tradition. You know?
He's going to use the 7WSM next year.
Okay.
That doesn't surprise me. Winchester 760 is a fast burning powder.
Yeah.
But I'm still surprised you're getting a sticky bolt at only 2860 with a 120 grain. Because you're getting over 3,000 with, what were you using, IMAR 4350? Is that what you're using?
It's H4350.
Oh, okay.
But if I used that Stayball 6.5 or maybe even some Superformance, I think we could get better.
That's a good idea, Alaskan.
Do you like Superformance, James?
It's a good powder. It's just super dirty.
Okay.
So you really have to get to almost the limit on pressure.
Really?
Start burning clean. Because I just noticed, like, as I would clean the barrel, if I wasn't at almost max pressure, it was just dirty and gross, and the accuracy went away a little quicker.
Interesting. I was telling Austin he needs to start hand loading me some 22 bullets, 22 long rifle.
You're going to get made fun of and you don't know what you're talking about.
I'll buy you one of those little kits where you have to like cast the lead bullets. You got to get lead, and then like you put a little dab of the primer stuff in the base, and then you fill it with gunpowder, and then put your bullet in. I think it'd be fun to try to shoot your hand loads. I don't know if you saw my latest video though, but my standard deviation was like in the 20s with the CCI ammo.
It's not bad for a pistol.
Yeah. Trash.
Stayball 6.5, I've heard, is a temp stable version of Superformance. That's the rumor I've heard. I don't know how true it is.
In my experience with the 6.5, it's very similar. I'm just getting, it's like 50 feet a second slower on
than Superformance.
Really?
Yeah, the Stayball 6.5.
No, not Stayballs. Oh yeah. You're right. Okay, my bad.
So I've lost a little bit of velocity with it, but I mean, I'm still 150 to 200 feet a second faster than any factory ammo.
Really?
Stayball 6.5 is how I got over 2,800 feet per second with 30-06 and 190 grain bullet. You're right. Superformance is dirty and it's not temp stable at all.
No, we did. It was a few weeks ago. I went and I did the whole test of stick it on ice versus let it sit and bake in the sun. It wasn't bad in the Creedmoor, but in like the 270 Winchester, it was all over the place.
I bet. Gives you great velocities in 22-250.
Yeah, it does.
Well, good night, accuracy first. If you do go to bed, you should go to bed, buddy.
Bama tomorrow, huh? Setting up new deer blinds. Okay.
Right on.
I haven't tried. No, I have tried Superformance in the 300 WSM. It hated it.
But that Wisdom kind of hated everything we tried.
No, it hasn't.
What did it like?
H4831 SC.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that WSM is decent. I'll just say this. I've never had good luck with any ball powder.
Yeah.
Not a single one. Every one of my guns has hated ball powder. See, I told you it was good. Look what Chuck just said.
Lower than 50. Buy Ackery first.
See ya.
Okay, so Superformance is faster in 6.5 stay ball. James is a super FUD. So am I.
What's the fastest powder out there?
You mean the highest velocities or the fastest burning?
Highest velocities.
Depends.
Each company kind of has one. I can't remember what the Vitavori version of it. It's not M570. It's something slower.
Yeah.
M570's up there. Very, very slow burning powder. I've heard H50 BMG is one of the slowest burning powders.
US 869.
Yep. Retumbo is up there. It's not, gives you the fastest. Reloader 26. Good. Can't forget about the unobtainium powder.
Yeah.
Poor PRC fans. Okay. Oh, we'll see you later, Alaskan Ballistics. Go have some fun.
Active power gives you great accuracy. Huh.
That's for like 223.
Yeah.
And maybe 308.
I think it'll work in 308.
Ron, I agree with you.
Except my 27.
Yeah, what's with your... I don't know. I don't know why a powder would be bad for big game. Maybe, I don't know what he's trying to say, but...
So a Saturday opening morning for second season?
Saturday is the opening for second season here in Colorado. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yep. It's the longest season for rifle. So it's 9 days.
What's third season then?
What's what?
Third season.
I think it's 6.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's first is 5, second is 9. I think third is 6 or 7, and then fourth is 5 again, I believe.
Yeah. Fourth, I've got 4-season cow.
In Colorado?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Because I know third season goes Saturday to Saturday, but I don't know more than that.
Third is November 5th to the 16th, so that's 6 days.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and then second is the 26th to the 3rd. So
hopefully the snow works with you.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I'm looking at the weather right now, and it's like it's a complete boondoggle with the weather. So I've been wanting to get out to like Crested Butte or up near Grand Junction, between Grand Junction and like Rifle area.
Okay, yeah.
Those two GMUs have the highest success rates last year for second rifle for over the counter.
Yeah, it wasn't where I was at.
Yeah, no. I know. And like the GMU that's right next to Colorado Springs, which is what I hunted like 3 years ago, had like I think it was like a 0.8% success rate last year.
Ouch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Ron asks a really good question. Why did my dad fill his tag on the second day in a trophy draw? Honestly, it was easily the biggest deer we've seen. We saw tons of 4 points that were kind of younger and smaller. And I think my dad just wanted to get it done, and he felt that was plenty big for him. It's probably possible he could have seen something bigger later in the week, but
still a nice buck.
It
was a really good looking buck.
It's like 8 of mine.
He was like double the size of yours, not the antlers, but the body,
everything.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm glad he took it. I'm not sure he would have seen something bigger, and it's a good buck. It scored a 175. That's pretty big.
It's a big buck.
Yeah. If your unspent powder is hitting the deer, you're doing it wrong. You're really close.
That's funny.
James is going to head out. He's just dropped his bomb of a 3350 feet per second with a 212. I don't think that'll hold up, James.
No, that's coming apart.
No.
James, what's your honest thoughts on the terminal ascent?
I think he's leaving, but hopefully he responds.
Let's see.
All right.
Okay.
So, guys, I'm probably the biggest ball powder hater there is.
Why do you hate ball powder?
Because it doesn't work in my guns. I can't get good accuracy.
Well, you have to use like 1 million grains of it to fill your Weatherbees.
That's true. Yeah. I'm well over 90 grains of ball powder in my 300 Weatherby.
It's a lot of powder.
Yeah.
Huh. Mm-hmm. Hey, James, if I get a chance to take an elk out this year, with the 300 PRC and terminal ascent hand loads from Austin. Should I try to go for a heart shot or should I just do a shoulder shot and take it down?
Put it right through the shoulder.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I mean, a heart shot will still do it, but where you have that bonded front end, it'll open up a lot more if you put it through that bond.
Shoulder blade.
Yeah. Which, I mean, from experience, it doesn't take a whole lot to get through an elk shoulder blade.
Okay.
But if you want it to exit, it's going to take quite a bit more.
Okay.
So that bonded, I mean, it should break down both shoulders and you should get an exit still.
Okay.
Because we use 120 grain nozzler ballistics out of a 7 mag.
Right.
And they'll go through both shoulders and stop on the backside hide.
Oh, wow.
So, but I mean, it's like a grenade goes off.
Wow. Okay.
Just so you know, Big Timber, I shot my elk through the lungs with the AccuBond, and it was DRT.
Yeah.
So I did not put it through the shoulder, and the AccuBond is one tough son of a gun bullet.
Okay.
It's the standard.
Oh, look.
His name is Jason.
I'll answer to James. It's fine.
Did you know
We're just
Austin?
going to call you James.
Yeah. Did you know Austin's name is Andrew?
Yeah, it's Andrew.
Yeah, people don't know that, but his name is actually Andrew.
All right, I'll look forward to it, Ron, when you see a bigger elk than a 28-inch wide. That'd be impressive. But all right, guys. Well, it was fun talking. Thanks for sharing your experience. James,
Can I ask a question though for like your viewers and also for James here? I've seen a lot of people posting like elk and deer hunting videos lately, but I've been looking at the view counts. The view counts are just trash on hunting videos lately, it seems like. And I'm about to go on this elk hunt. Is it worth actually like trying to make a video? Or is it just like, you know, if I go out and I actually see some elk, take some footage, and then if I get a chance to shoot one, you know, just throw the camera up on a tripod and, you know, and then take the shot and then make like a short video that way? Or is it actually worth, you know, trying to make a legitimate hunting video? It doesn't seem like people are actually interested in, I don't know if it's people aren't interested, but it seems like YouTube just doesn't push them out to people and they don't get the views.
I don't know. I think especially with where you're doing like ammo reviews and like gun reviews, kind of using it as a, hey, look what it did type thing. And like, this is how that bullet worked out of the 300 PRC, or just using it as a, this is what it does type thing. Because I don't know, a lot of videos that I've watched don't have that real application of this is what it does on game. This was what happened on game. A lot of it's just, oh, I hit a target at 1,000 yards. I can group it an inch. Like,
yeah.
There's not that extra. This is what it actually looks like.
Okay. Yeah. So what I'm hearing is like, don't film until I actually see the animal and then try to get footage of me shooting the animal and then actually show what it does.
I don't know if you even need to film it because that's gonna be tough. At least my hunting in Utah, I see them like 20 to 50 yards away. I don't have time to film it.
True.
I gotta pull up my gun and take a shot. So
true. That's a good point.
Maybe it's a little different in Colorado. But
right. The elk out here are smoking weed and they're slow.
It's up in the clouds. They got no idea what's going on.
They're just looking around, passing around a little twig. Yeah, that's funny. That'd be a funny cartoon. Difference between Utah elk and Colorado elk. That'd be a funny cartoon. That'd be a funny cartoon. Yeah, I'd like that one. Yeah. So yeah, I guess if I get a chance maybe to film it, then I will. Do you think if I don't get a chance to film at Austin, that it would even be worth showing like the, what the bullet does? Is that something worthwhile? Like, hey, this is what terminal ascent does, or not really?
I give you even take pictures or maybe a video after you killed it to show what it did.
Yeah.
I think that'd be interesting.
Okay.
But I wouldn't worry about like trying to set up your camera on a tripod as you try to shoot the animal.
Okay.
There you go. Brandon says you need a body camera and a camera underneath your barrel.
Ah, I like that. You don't want me to put it on top of the barrel and then it like blocks my scope.
Aim through the camera.
Yeah, aim through the camera. Yeah, I like that.
Deconstructed bullet. It'll go through it.
Yeah, that'd be funny. That'd be interesting to see. I know people that hunt with those cameras that go onto the back of the scope cams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I still want to I didn't get a chance to take the terminal ascents out for prairie dog hunting, but it's like squirrel season now.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel about me going out and shooting like a gray squirrel with the terminal ascent?
I don't think accuracy first will like that either. Those are expensive.
Yes.
Oh man. Oh, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, guys, thanks for coming on.
All right,
I'm
thanks,
going to
bro.
end it. It's been 56 minutes. It's been fun. Thanks for sharing your experiences, James, with your deer hunt today.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
See you guys.